Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm going to be talking about Attack on Titan episode 55. The roller coaster that has been going on for the past three episodes has been absolutely outrageous. I I've cried the last three episodes. I hope they've kind of moved on from like the heart stabbing just because, that's kind of ready. Whew. So I'm ready to see what's in the basement. I'm ready to learn more about the world that's been created. And so yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. But that does not mean I'm not enjoying the ride, because I so am. But I mean, dang. This has been so intense. So, just like last time, I have some things that I would like to talk about. And so, let's just get this started. So, to start off with, I feel like this episode had a lot less music than in the previous episodes, which is so powerful. It just really enhances the feeling of emptiness and desolation that this episode is really trying to kind of convey. Particularly, you have like the end of the battle. Like when you have a battle, it's loud, it's messy, it's busy, it's epic, it's chaotic. And then at the end of the battle afterwards, it's just this kind of quiet hush after everyone has died and the dust has settled. And I feel like this episode really does that well. So, ugh. And yeah, I thought going into this episode, I really thought this episode was going to kind of grapple with the aftermath, which it definitely did, but I thought it was going to be more mourning Armin, because I felt like Armin's demise from the last episode was kind of interrupted by the resurgence of Hange. And now, having seen the next episode, it makes sense. This episode really focused on his sacrifice and his, in many ways, resurrection, which was beautiful. And I'll talk about that later in a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on a second. One more. Okay, sometimes I'm a three sneezer. Okay, so we have Eren. He is Berholt, who's clearly incapacitated. He looks super gaunt. Like he's regenerating, but like his face isn't fully regenerated yet. Like it looks very much like he's the colossal titan shrunk. And I mean it was interesting to see how he looked after he'd been ripped out of the colossal body. Um and then obviously we have Beast Titan that shows up. It was really interesting to be like, I mean, just kind of the realization, like, holy crap, like, this is a missing piece of the narrative and the mystery of my father. I feel like Erwin, in many ways, had mysteries of kind of from his father, and Eren also has that. It's just like, huh. So there's definitely been a narrative that people inside the walls are an evil race. They must be destroyed. They've sent in all these titans to kill them all. But yet he is going to be saving Eren. It's like he doesn't clump him in with the rest because he is his father's progeny. He is essentially in the category of people that should be saved or spared. And I just thought that was kind of interesting that he would do that. So I really wonder. I'm sure there's going to be a showdown between the two of them. It hasn't been a big bad in this show that Eren has not faced off with. So it'll be interesting to see if Zeke pulls any punches, given his "I want to save you," whether he's going to try to incapacitate Eren and then take him versus kill him. Just a thought. And I love during this interaction when Levi shows up and he just looks like the shell. That's all that's left is just, he is gonna fight as much as he can. And when he talked about how he's out of gas, I don't think he's talking fully out of gas in the tank. I think he's actually talking about physically he is out of gas, but he's going to try to fulfill the promise that he made to Erwin, even if it costs him his life. And I'm really glad that he did not have that opportunity because, well, we've already had enough deaths. I didn't really want to lose Levi. And then when they're talking and like Armin starts breathing, I almost jumped out of my skin. Like that was such a shock and just, yeah, I mean, let's be honest, this show is messy, it's brutal, and the fact that like I really was like hoping that they would turn Armin in that moment where I was like, oh, but it almost seemed too clean. You had Armin who was about to die. You have Berhold who is a Titan with power. You have Levi with the serum. It just seemed, you had Eren who is his advocate. It was too clean. So when the redheaded dude shows up with Erwin, it was just like, of course you're going to emotionally wreck me. And that's exactly what happened. And some of you guys, to my Patreon people who saw this on Monday, you guys were surprised that I immediately jumped to Armin's side, where I was like, save Armin. And I think it's because it's so obvious. It was so obvious that Erwin was tortured. Yes, he's a brilliant commander. And yes, he never got to find out it was in the basement, but he was tortured. He led all those people to their deaths. And that takes a toll on someone. He doesn't have anyone that he's really emotionally close to and people who are emotionally close to him. Armin, on the other hand, not only has hopes and dreams, but he also has those emotional ties to people. Eren, Mikasa, I mean, he's even developing a bond with Jean, and it's just, I'm going to be on the side of like saving the people that I love and love me. And so that's kind of why I was very pro saving Armin. As far as I was concerned, I'd mourned Erwin and I was already looking to the next great commander to kind of take over from him. Now, I had historically said that Hange and Armin were kind of redundant characters, but now as I really look at it, I'm thinking more that Armin and Erwin were probably more parallel characters in ways. They both had driving dreams to find the truth. Armin wants to see what's beyond the wall. He wants to go to the ocean. And Erwin obviously wanted to see what was in the basement. He wanted to see if his father was right. Also, Armin's parents, they were seeking knowledge, and that caused their death. Erwin's father was seeking knowledge, and obviously that caused his death. So there's definitely some parallels there. Also, you have Erwin, who is this great planner. Armin, who's also a great planner. So I think I got it wrong, and I feel like maybe Armin and Erwin, both blonde as well, are more equals in terms of intellect and leadership ability and their ability to sacrifice for the good of the mission. So when Hanji comes back, I mean, since Armin and Hanji are not redundant, they're both of them present as a cause of redundancy. It kind of opened up the door for me to really want Armin to like survive. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have for that one. Okay, I was annoyed with Jean. I get it, I do. And when he says like, this isn't like you, like Hanji, like this isn't like you, like it wasn't. And I do appreciate that he did that because she's changed and I don't necessarily like what I'm seeing. I love Hanji, I do, but I really feel like the happy-go-lucky Hanji is gone. The death of Moblit, was it Moblit? really changed her perspective on things, which you really see symbolized. Is that term? Symbolized? Yes, symbolized in the removal of her glasses and the loss of her eye. Like literally, her point of view, her view on the world has changed, not only physically but also spiritually with the loss of her squad and like one of the people who she's closest with. And her like immediate decision to almost like cut off Reiner's head was a perfect example of how she has changed. So I'm interested to see how she changes as a character, but I'm also really worried to see how she changes as a character because I don't see it going anywhere happy, which is unfortunate because I want everyone to be happy, and this show just kind of lets you down like that because no one's happy. um let's see what's another thing. Okay, so some themes from this episode. I feel like there was really a theme of like significance. So you had or maybe like a quest. Like you had the redheaded dude. Like he needed to find like significance in why he survived. And it was to bring Erwin back, to turn him into a Titan, to save him. So he could then lead everyone to victory. You had Armin, and his significance was obviously seeing the sea. Yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting focus. And when they were kind of giving flashbacks to Kenny, where everyone's a slave to something, like everyone has something that drives them, and it was Levi's decision to essentially weigh the hopes and dreams of the two people and figure out which one was I wouldn't say the most valid, but which one was the most important. And I think he chose correctly. He decided to, kill Erwin, and you saw that look, that smile where he's almost thanking him, like, I can rest. I'm tortured. And if he just brought him back, he would just be continually tortured. Armin, on the other hand, will be able to quest after his dream. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I cried so much. When I went downstairs, I was all like red and puffy, and oh my gosh, it was so intense. So I found out, I didn't find out, I found it interesting that at the end, Berholt begged for mercy. This guy who had been without mercy throughout the entire series is now faced with his own mortality. He's faced with the terror that he inflicted upon all these other people, and he's begging them to be saved. And I don't really like this about myself, but I felt a little vindictive pleasure to be like, that's right, you're getting eaten, you're getting your comeuppance, and I don't like that about myself, but I feel like it's a pretty natural response for kind of seeing all the carnage that he had inflicted upon these people. So, which now brings me to my greatest concern and all sorts of questions that I have. All right, so now Armin, he is a special Titan. So, is he going to become Colossal Titan, or is he going to have some other separate power? So when you eat that person, do you gain their specific power, or do you just gain the power to be able to transform back into a human, and facets of your personality give you specific powers that are unique to you? That's a question that I have. Also, when you eat someone, we saw this with Eren, where he got some of his memories and the memories of all the other people who have carried the mantle of that Titan power. So, and they talked about this in this episode, that Armin is going to get the memories from Berholt. I am concerned that that is going to change Armin, that he is going to see the scenery from a different point of view. He's going to have someone else's memories. Is that going to change his relationship with his friends? Is he going to develop feelings for Annie? Is he going to be conflicted about what he should be doing and what the whole point of all this is? So far, Armin's been a solid rock. I'm really scared that the fact that he now has this mantle, it's going to negatively impact him, or it's going to characterologically, is that a word? But it's going to shift his character or shift his priorities. And I don't want that. I'm like so happy he's alive, but I'm also really scared that he is going to be a less loyal character to his friends. Like he's going to see things from the other side and maybe not support the mission, but rather trying to find a peaceful resolution across between the two people groups, which I mean is in keeping with his personality, considering he initially wanted to kind of bring everyone to the table and talk. But I just really like the idea that Armin's going to be kicking some major butt like Eren. I don't like the idea that there may be a time where Eren and Armin are going to come to blows. Just because I feel like that's something these writers are going to do, and I don't. Or I guess this writer, there's only one. People in the comments have been correcting me on that. Sorry, just used to multiple writers when it comes to shows. But I feel like that's going to happen, and I'm not looking forward to it. All right, so that's it. That's episode 55. I totally brought my stuff on vacation because I definitely did not want to delay watching this one. I just didn't. So there you have it. The fifth of the anime samplers will be out very soon. I wanted to put this out there first so that you wouldn't be disappointed with other uploads. Be like, wait, I was waiting for Attack on Titan. You're posting your second Steins Gate? You're posting your fifth series? Where's Attack on Titan? So I actually have 2 other videos available. Steins Gate episode 2 is available still on my Patreon. I'll be making that publicly available soon. And then the first of my 5th show, which will remain secret until I do a live chat, I think maybe tomorrow. Anyway, that'll be available on Patreon, I think tomorrow as well. All right. Well, I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome night. And yeah. Till next time. Bye.